They didn't just cross a line, they obliterated it. 2 minutes ago, the wrestling world witnessed something so vicious, so calculated, so absolutely brutal that Paul Heyman might never be the same again. And if you think this was just another beatdown, if you think this was just business as usual in the WWE, then you haven't been paying attention to what's really happening behind the scenes. This attack, this assault on Paul Heyman wasn't random. It wasn't spontaneous. This was a message written in blood and broken bones, and every single one of you needs to understand what this means for the future of SmackDown, for Roman Reigns, for the Bloodline, and for the absolute chaos that's about to consume the entire WWE universe. Before we go any further, smash that like button right now because what I'm about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about this situation. Drop a comment telling me if you think Heyman will survive this, and share this video with every wrestling fan you know because they need to see what just went down. And hey, if you're not subscribed yet, I get it, there's a million wrestling channels out there, but we're a family here at Ring Rumble, and families stick together through the chaos, through the carnage, through moments like this. So hit that subscribe button and join us because you deserve to be part of a community that breaks down every devastating moment as it happens. Now, let's talk about what we just witnessed. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, two absolute monsters. Two men who have been destroying everything in their path for months now. And tonight, they set their sights on the one man, the wise man, the special counsel to the tribal chief, Paul Heyman. This wasn't just an attack on Heyman, this was an attack on legacy. This was an attack on power. This was a declaration of war against everything the Bloodline has built over the past 4 years. Think about it. Paul Heyman has been the mastermind behind Roman Reigns' historic championship reign. He's been the architect of the Bloodline's dominance. He's been the voice, the strategist, the brain behind the most powerful faction in WWE history. And now he's lying in a broken heap because two rising stars decided that the old guard needs to be eliminated. Let me paint you the picture of what happened just moments ago on SmackDown. Paul Heyman was in the ring, doing what he does best, cutting a promo that had the entire arena hanging on his every word. He was talking about Roman Reigns, about the Bloodline's continued dominance, about how nobody, and I mean nobody, can touch the tribal chief's legacy. The crowd was eating it up. You could feel the electricity in that arena. And then, the music hit. Boom! Bron Breakker's entrance theme exploded through the speakers. The son of Rick Steiner, the nephew of Scott Steiner, the man who carries one of the most legendary bloodlines in wrestling history in his veins, came marching down that ramp with bad intentions written all over his face. And Heyman? Oh, you could see it in his eyes. The fear. The realization that he was in serious danger. Because Bron Breakker doesn't play games. This is a man who has been compared to Goldberg, to Brock Lesnar, to every unstoppable force that's ever stepped foot in a wrestling ring. But wait, it gets worse. As Heyman was backing up, trying to talk his way out of the situation, trying to use that silver tongue that's gotten him out of countless dangerous situations before, Bronson Reed's music hit. The colossal, the tsunami, all 280 pounds of absolute destruction came stomping down that ramp. And at that moment, Paul Heyman knew he was trapped. Two apex predators, circling their prey, ready to strike. Heyman tried to run. He tried to escape through the crowd, but Breakker was too fast. He launched himself over the barricade and cut Heyman off. The wise man stumbled backward, right into the waiting arms of Bronson Reed. And that's when all hell broke loose. Reed grabbed Heyman by the collar, lifted him up like he weighed nothing, and threw him back over the barricade into the ringside area. Heyman's body crashed against the floor with a sickening thud that echoed through the arena. But they weren't done. Oh no, they were just getting started. Bron Breakker picked up Heyman's limp body and rolled him into the ring like a piece of meat. The crowd was going insane. Some were cheering for the chaos, others were screaming for someone, anyone to come help Heyman. But nobody came. Not a single WWE superstar came to his rescue. And you have to ask yourself why. Why did nobody help Paul Heyman? Is it because everyone's afraid of Breakker and Reed? Or is it because deep down, everyone in that locker room has wanted to see Heyman get what's coming to him for years? Inside the ring, Bron Breakker was stalking Heyman like a predator stalking wounded prey. Heyman was crawling, begging, pleading for mercy. His hands were up in surrender, his voice was cracking with desperation. But Breakker showed no mercy. He grabbed Heyman, lifted him up, and delivered the most devastating spear I have ever seen in my entire life. Heyman's body folded in half. The impact was so brutal, so violent, that you could feel it through the screen. Medical staff immediately started rushing to ringside, but Reed and Breakker weren't letting anyone near that ring. Bronson Reed climbed to the top rope. All 280 pounds of him. The entire ring was shaking under his weight. Heyman was motionless in the center of the ring, possibly unconscious, possibly worse. And then, tsunami. Reed's massive body crashed down on Paul Heyman with the force of a freight train. The ring imploded under the impact. I'm not exaggerating when I say that ring shook like an earthquake had hit it. Heyman's body went limp, completely motionless. But here's where it gets even more insane. After the tsunami, Bron Breakker wasn't satisfied. He grabbed Heyman's lifeless body again, dragged him to the corner, positioned him, and delivered another spear. A second devastating spear to a man who was already unconscious. This wasn't wrestling. This wasn't competition. This was a murder attempt caught on live television. This was two men trying to end Paul Heyman's career, maybe even his life. Security finally flooded the ring, pulling Breakker and Reed away from Heyman's broken body. But the damage was done. EMTs rushed in with a stretcher, carefully loading Heyman onto it while the entire arena watched in stunned silence. Some fans were crying. Others were chanting for Roman Reigns. The commentators were speechless. Michael Cole was screaming that this had gone too far. Corey Graves was demanding that Breakker and Reed be arrested. The chaos was absolute. Now, let's talk about why this happened. This wasn't random. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed have been aligned for weeks now, taking out everyone in their path. They've been sending a message that the WWE is their territory now. They represent the new generation, the next evolution of WWE superstars who are done living in the shadows of legends. They're done hearing about Roman Reigns' 1100-plus day championship reign. They're done hearing about the Bloodline's dominance. They want to take what they believe is rightfully theirs. And attacking Paul Heyman? That's the ultimate disrespect. That's not just an attack on an old man who can't defend himself. That's an attack on the symbol of everything the Bloodline represents. You take out the wise man, you cut off the brain of the operation. You send a message directly to Roman Reigns that says, "We're coming for you, and there's nothing you can do to stop us." But here's the real question that nobody's asking yet. Where was Roman Reigns? Where was Solo Sikoa? Where was Jimmy USO? Where was anyone from the Bloodline while their wise man was getting murdered in that ring? Were they not there tonight? Or did Breakker and Reed make sure the Bloodline was occupied elsewhere before making their move? This had to be planned. This level of coordination, this level of brutality, doesn't just happen spontaneously. And think about the implications moving forward. Roman Reigns is going to find out what happened to Paul Heyman. The tribal chief is going to learn that two men disrespected not just his council, but his family. Because that's what Heyman is to Roman, he's family. And what does Roman Reigns do when someone attacks his family? He goes to war. We're talking about the most dominant champion in WWE history, the man who held the championship for longer than anyone in the modern era. Do Breakker and Reed understand what they just unleashed? Or maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what they want. Maybe they want Roman Reigns to come after them with everything he has. Maybe they want that war because they believe they can win it. Think about it. Bron Breakker has the pedigree, the intensity, the raw power to go toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. And Bronson Reed? The man is unstoppable. Together, they might actually have what it takes to dethrone the tribal chief and end the Bloodline's reign of dominance once and for all. The WWE universe is divided right now. Some fans are celebrating because they've been waiting for someone to finally stand up to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. They're tired of the same storyline dominating WWE for years. They want new stars. They want chaos. They want change. And Breakker and Reed are giving them exactly that. But other fans are outraged. They're saying this crossed every line of respect and decency. Attacking a non-wrestler, a manager, a 60-year-old man who can't defend himself? That's not being a badass, that's being a coward. Social media is exploding right now. Twitter is trending with hashtag Justice for Heyman. Instagram is flooded with videos of the attack from every possible angle. TikTok is going insane with reaction videos. Everyone has an opinion, everyone has a take, and the wrestling world is more divided than it's been in years. This is the kind of moment that defines eras. This is the kind of moment that people will talk about for decades. And we still don't know Paul Heyman's condition. As of right now, 2 minutes after this attack, we have no update on whether Heyman is okay. Is he conscious? Are there broken bones? Internal injuries? The tsunami alone could have caused serious damage. We're talking about 280 pounds crashing down from the top rope directly onto a human being. That's not a wrestling move, that's physics. That's gravity. That's potential life-threatening injury. The WWE medical staff was surrounding Heyman as they loaded him into the ambulance. The cameras caught glimpses of his face, and folks, it didn't look good. His eyes were closed. He wasn't moving. There was visible bruising already forming. This is serious. This isn't a work, this isn't storyline nonsense, this is a real human being who just suffered a devastating attack. What happens next on Smackdown? What happens when Roman Reigns addresses this? What happens when the Bloodline retaliates? Because make no mistake, there will be retaliation. You don't attack Paul Heyman and just walk away. The war that's about to erupt between the Bloodline and this new alliance of Breakker and Reed is going to be legendary. We're talking about a feud that could main event WrestleMania. We're talking about matches that will be instant classics. We're talking about the kind of storytelling that reminds us why we fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. So what do you think is going to happen? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. Do you think Roman Reigns will get revenge? Do you think Breakker and Reed just made the biggest mistake of their careers? Or do you think this is the beginning of a new era in WWE where the young stars finally overthrow the established order? I want to hear every single one of your thoughts. This is exactly why you need to be subscribed to Ring Rumble, because we're going to be covering every development in this story as it unfolds. We're going to break down every promo, every match, every moment of this war between the Bloodline and these rising stars. You don't want to miss a single update, and we're here to make sure you're always in the know. So hit that subscribe button and join the family. The attack on Paul Heyman 2 minutes ago changed everything. The landscape of WWE just shifted in a major way, and we're all just witnessing the beginning. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay ready, because the fallout from this is going to be explosive.